Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about how to develop and why to develop a strong company culture to supersize your business. Today's topic is one that is near and dear to my heart because if you are like me and you've experienced working in a bad company culture, you know how miserable it can make you feel and how you dread going to work every day, or you dread being a part of that company, or you dread interacting with that company. I mean, some of my vendor companies early on in some of my businesses, their cultures were horrible, right? Their work ethic, their cultures, their ability to do what they said they were going to do, not meeting their commitments, super duper frustrating. And I realized really early on that I have control over my company culture when I own the business and I own the company. And why would I want to do that? Well, number one, I knew how badly it felt to be in a culture that didn't encourage personal development, didn't encourage people to take risks and make the business better, didn't even care if you wanted to contribute to the business or not, versus doing your little job, fit into this little box. And if you don't fit into this little box, then you're not going to fit in here. So why do we want to have a strong company culture? And then I think I'm going to talk about why, and then I'll talk about how do we do it, because it's quick and easy to do, believe it or not. It takes years. It's like building a brand, but if you set the foundation, it will build and grow upon itself. Employee engagement and retention is better in organizations where you have a strong company culture, or a company culture that's values and goals and behaviors match the core values that you say your business stands for, and that core values that are consistent with the people that are part of that organization. It enhances productivity. If you know that you can take risks, make changes, your ideas are valued, you're much more likely to put forth those ideas for change and improvement and process improvement and ideas for building the business than if you know that every time you say something, you're going to get beat up for it. And finally, it allows you to attract top talent. People want to work in organizations that they feel like they're valued, important, appreciated, compensated fairly, and respected, right? It's not that hard to create that environment if that's what your core values are. Now, if you don't care, then you're probably not listening to me anyway. So how do we go about doing that? Well, number one, we define our core values as a business and as an organization. We know what those are. We lead by example, right? If you're expecting something of the people that work in your organization, but you're behaving in a way that's not consistent with that, guess what? That is destroying your company culture, not creating the culture that you want, because it's encouraging, do as I say, not as I do. And I don't know about you, but even kids don't like that. So lead by example. Foster open communications. One of the easiest ways to create the culture that you want is be authentic, open, and honest, and let everybody else do the same. Prioritize employee development and people development and skills development and professional development and opportunity development. Prioritize your best investment, which is in yourself, personal development and growth and skills growth, as well as the people that you serve. The best investment we ever make is in the people that are a part of our organization. Lots of companies will complain that, our employee costs are astronomical. They're our biggest cost. Guess what? They are, and they should be for a reason, because they have the ability to multiply via impact and ideas and implementation and process improvement, exponential growth to your organization. Unlike tools and automated processes and things and technology. Technology just makes things quicker and easier and simpler. People are the users of technology. Can't read my notes. Mistakes, I guess some of the ways that we prioritize in employee development is making sure and realizing that we all make mistakes, right? All of us, even you, even me, I make lots of them. I'm okay with it because that's how I learn. But let people know that you expect them to make mistakes. That's how they grow. That's how they change. That's how they positively impact the organization. These are the mistakes. Okay, I'm wrong. These are the mistakes that you don't want to make when creating your culture. And mistakes is one of them. Don't beat people up if they make mistakes. Encourage trial and figuring things out and solution-based communication and actually solving problems, right? That's what we're all for. That's what all of our jobs really boil down to, is solving a problem. We are the solution to a problem that an organization has. if we neglect inclusivity, and I think that's part of my feeling that some of the work environments and the cultures that I worked in the past, or the businesses that I've worked with, are not very inclusive. They didn't value my opinion. They didn't care what I had to say. They didn't care about my past experience or my ideas. And they definitely didn't like that I was a woman. Worked in several industries like that. Overlooking flexibility and just being rigid and strict in things that don't make sense, right? A lot of companies have rules about how they do things, and they never look at changing them. They created it for a good reason. Probably they had a problem, and that was the solution to it, the rule. But they don't realize that things change and rules need to change over time. And finally, lack of consistency. If you are all in alignment with your core values one day, and then a big customer asks for something that pushes against your core values and you say yes, guess what? That is an example of not being consistent. And guess what as well? You only have to do that 1 or 2 times before it starts to destroy and erode your company culture. So love to know your stories about culture. Have you been in cultural environments that felt awful? Have you been working consciously to create a good culture in your organization? Because it's up to you to lead and set the example to do that. Otherwise, guess what? You will have a culture. You'll have a culture no matter what in your organization. It's whether you control the narrative and control how that culture turns out, or you just let it happen willy-nilly. And if you let it happen willy-nilly, guess what that's going to do? You're probably not going to have the culture and the results that you want. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow for another supersizing your business tip, trick, strategy, lessons learned, etc. Have an awesome day.